Hello.
And
Hello,
we're live.
everyone.
Hello.
Yes. Hi,
We're
Essie.
live.
Hi, Kathy. So,
Hello, everybody. Hi, Kathy K.
Scarlett is in magazine mode, so no makeup. I'm running on hardly no sleep, so I'm happy
Hi,
I'm here.
Kathy, or whatever your name is today.
Paula's here, Rachel. So we'll let everybody kind of join in. And look who we got. Saunders is with us.
Hey, how do you?
Welcome, welcome.
Yes, so right now, Saunders, everybody starts getting on here. There's Melody and Donna and Lime Green is with us. So they all start joining in and get going. But worse, look at Kathy. She's rolling on the floor.
Oh, yeah, she knows what I'm talking about.
So, Liz, we're going to start with you because you were at the nest and we were talking about this last week and you were at the nest and what happened?
Every day I'm going to the nest. Bright early. Nobody at home, of course. Beautiful rainbow. As on previous posts that I post, a lot of people have questions about the new female. Who is she? How old is she? She's young. She's going to help M50 and so on. We really don't know her very much. We know that she's already bonded with M15. We have seen that a lot during the summer. Also, age-wise, probably I would think 5 years old, but again, she's not banded. They're off. We don't have more information, but as the story continues on, we will know more. If she will help M15 building the nest at her own time, she will. And guess what? Today she brought in nesting, which is grass. It was amazing to watch. It was great. I'm like, oh, this is great. This is something good to see. And 15 was bringing sticks as well. They were both moving sticks together, which is part of the bonding. And previous posts I have posted as well that is part of the bonding, what they do. It was amazing to watch today. It was a great day. Then
I was like,
they
Liz,
were
where's the most important?
then they were hanging around at the attic, chilling. The bucket truck came in. They were waiting at the driveway. I'm like, oh, bucket truck. So the cans are coming. Yes. They were waiting patiently for the eagles to leave. And they did. The eagles left. And the bucket truck say, okay, they left. Coast is clear. So they went in. So when they went in, they went up, all the way up. Nobody knew that these eagles were coming back. I'm like, oh no, they're coming back. So they came back and 15 said, what are you guys doing with my nest?
I was amazing to watch in your life. I'm talking
It was never ever happened before. I never seen 15 landing right there at the nest. Very protective, I will say. And that guy did not realize the eagle was right up there until somebody said, hey, you got an eagle right up there. So they have to kind of stop everything. And I really thank them because they did respect the eagles. Like, okay, let's go down really slowly as they did. And 15 moved to the front pine. Then after that, he left. So as the people of the camp, they couldn't put the camps up because they want to make sure everything is clear or whatever other issues they may have encountered. But it's there. It's coming soon.
did
It is coming soon.
did you stay? I saw the box truck. So the boom truck leaves. Did the eagles?
Yeah, they have to leave.
Did they come back to the nest ever, or did they stay around?
They stay somewhere across the street, I would say.
Okay. So
Probably watching, but they're across the street watching, of course. But they leave, just to make sure the eagles are okay. They don't,
yeah.
they did good on that.
So,
They did really good.
M15 always hated that boom truck.
so Lisa, based on what you are telling us, you will say that there were two big news today. One is that setting the cameras back is on the works, so they have everything
Yes.
lined up to put the cameras back. And the second one
Yes.
is a female bringing nesting material to the nest.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you agree that the eagle have reached a very important milestone now?
Yes, they did. That's part of the bonding part of it, and that means they're bonded.
Yeah, and just the
Hi, Liz's
fact that
husband.
go ahead, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry.
Just the fact that she brought nesting material to the nest, I think that's big. That's a very that's very big, and it's worthy of
Yes.
celebration. You know.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Sealed the deal, I think,
Yeah.
for her. That's my
Yes.
nest.
Big trust that nobody else comes in. So far is doing really well at what we see.
Yeah, and we were looking for those little milestones on the last couple of weeks. I remember talking when we were at the nest. We were saying, okay, when is she gonna bring nesting material? When is she gonna do all the different things that we look for? And here we go. We got rewarded today, thanks to you. That you were able to
Yes.
capture the moment and share with us.
Yeah.
Got to be patient and wait the moment because it's all at equal times, not at humans, because
Yeah.
we're so desperate to see it like right now.
Yes.
So yeah, all at equal time. It takes the moment. You have to be patient and then keep observing what's going on around and then things like that. Because she was securing. Another thing is she was securing her territory. How do I know
Yeah.
that? I watch the neighbors landing at the cell tower. Cell towers, they say, this is my territory. This is mine. Why did I see M15 take off right by where they are? And I see the female join M15. So they're vocalizing both back and forth. I'm like, oh, look at that.
This is so
They're
awesome.
claiming their territory. It was great. I was like, should I cry?
Yeah,
But
that
it
was
was great.
on
It was great
Sunday.
feeling.
I'm
That was
crying
so-
right
Mhm.
now.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I think
this
we
is
observed that over during the weekend. On the weekend, we saw, I saw a lot of perching, sentry, and looking around. Especially on Sunday morning. I don't know. You remember on Sunday morning, she was hanging at the nest. She was perched on the top, and she was looking around. And all of a sudden, she saw
Yes.
something that she didn't like, and she go like, "Boom! Hey, out of my area! You know." This is a no-fly zone. Stay on that side.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
Debbie,
Yeah,
if
and
It was
then
great to see.
Liz and I saw them like over across the street behind the Publix, and they were perching in separate trees, but they were both vocalizing as well, like to the neighbors that were on the cell tower.
It's like the female saying, "Hey, I'm the new female in town. Watch out, yo."
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the sheriff, and the sheriff in town, the new
hey
sheriff.
Debbie,
Yeah, the new sheriff in town.
hold on real quick. Debbie, if you are over on my personal page, come over to Florida Country page because I can't, you're not coming through over here. Poor Debbie Myers is over there on my personal, the only one. And I could see her typing and I'm like, but she's not here. So everyone, oh, there's Ann. Can you see
Marie,
them?
everybody.
Saunders, can you see them sending you messages?
Oh no, because I'm using my phone, and I don't have my
Yes, the
Facebook
phone.
page.
So Valerie Consalvo, I hope I said that right. It's
Oh, I apologize. I see it. I see it now. I
Oh,
see
you
it now.
can? Okay.
All right,
So
now I see it. I see it.
yeah, so over there, if you want to, you can answer them and things. Let's see if hi
Okay.
Vicky. Everybody's getting in here. And then hi Marie.
Hi,
But
Vicky.
it's good to, I think some of these people are taking a break too, because I see some people that haven't been here in the last few weeks are back. So that's nice to see.
Yeah. It is great to see everybody. Hello, everybody.
Yeah.
So I'm excited, Saunders, and I'm a big fan of your photography and your videos, especially. And when we met at the Nest a couple of months ago, I'm fascinated with you, and you really go after grizzly bears. Like you love to film stuff like that. So it's not just eagles. Like you do all kinds of stuff. But when you showed me the video of the grizzly bear, and you're behind a tree.
Yeah.
Like you're a nut.
Yeah. A lot of watching these big animals or these big apex predators. You have to kind of learn the behavior and kind of like understand the animal, how it reacts to you. You have to give um, the animal time to accept you in his environment. You cannot just barge in and let me go and take 1,000 pictures of video. It doesn't work like that. Even with the eagles, even though that they are in a tree far away, a lot of photographers, and I see them, they move around all over the place, not only at the Southwest Eagle, camp, at other places where I go. You have to like kind of like, you know, be in sync with nature and let nature, allow you to be on that space. Let, the animal have to acknowledge you. You cannot force yourself into, I'm going to do a picture, I'm going to do a video, I'm going to create some noise so the animal move.
Yeah.
I mean, pictures, they come naturally, and you want a natural picture or a video of an animal in his environment, right? You don't want to force the environment. I see people that, you know, try to feed bear, because they want to see a picture of a
Yeah.
bear,
Hmm.
and that's
Yeah.
just wrong. That's completely
Yeah.
wrong. Or alligator, they feed alligators, that's completely wrong. That's not good.
Yeah.
Um,
That's true.
I like to travel. I like to travel, United States. I think this is the most beautiful country in the world. You know, the opportunities to travel and the opportunities to see the landscape and the animals and the wildlife and the architecture in this country, in our country, is just you have countless opportunities. I'm the kind of person that likes to visit the countryside. So I travel during the summertime. I travel to Montana, Wyoming, and I take my family. I have an RV, so we do a 1 month trip. We go all
Oh,
the way
that's
out
nice.
there, and you know. Uh, but I do like grizzly bears. I believe grizzly bears are I just like them. I love grizzly bears, wolf, and eagles. Those are the three animals that
Emus.
yeah,
Yeah.
moose too, yeah, yeah,
Same.
Dude,
Love
so
them
moose,
too.
yeah, moose
that
and bison. But I tell you
moose. Okay,
something,
moose.
I get more scared. I get scared of a moose. I get more scared of a moose than a bear. Moose,
Really?
they are just too powerful. You see it, far away, but when they are getting close to you, oh my goodness, they are huge. They are big.
Somebody told me they're like 10 feet tall. Like they're
They
big animals.
they're big, not 10 feet, but they're pretty big. Yeah, seven
They're
feet,
not 10
8
feet.
feet.
Somebody
Yeah,
told me they're like 10 feet tall. I'm like, really? And they're like, yeah, they're huge.
yeah, they're massive. They're massive. The hoof and the horns, they're massive. I we were hiking 2 years ago. We were hiking in Grand Teton National Park. The trail is called Moose Pond, which is part of the Jenny Lake trail system. So we went around Moose Pond trying to see a moose, right? Uh, we are hiking down the trail. Next thing you know, there is a couple in front of us. They stopped there on the tracks. They were like a deer, like a deer on the headlight. They were like this. And then I tell my kids and my wife, something is coming. So let's go behind this tree over here. The moose came down the trail, and we hide behind the trail. I was I was recording with my phone, but hiding behind the tree. And I'm telling you, they are huge. They are big. They're impressive. They are very impressive.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So, Marie, thank you for answering the questions on the cams over there. I appreciate that. And let's see, Dale, I don't know. Is something going on? I don't think any of us are having Wi-Fi problems. I think we're all okay. And Valerie, yes, I saw the story about the alligator with the jaw missing. Did y'all see that?
Yeah.
That was sad.
Yeah.
That was really sad.
Yeah.
I don't know what they could do for him.
I don't
But-
know. I saw a video today where there was an eagle missing the whole beak, the whole top of its beak. And they actually did a prosthetic for that eagle. Oh, it's pretty
Mhm.
cool.
They might be able to do that for the alligator. That would be a cool story for Florida country if they do a prosthetic for this alligator. So maybe I should follow up on that. So I think it's been a pretty amazing week. Like things have happened. He gave Maybelline a food gift. Now she's worked on the nest. I don't think they're going to have a problem getting the cameras up. I think they probably run into this. Have you ever seen that, Barb? The eagles around when they try to install a camera?
Not really.
Usually they take off. Like Harriet and them would take off. So like when Liz caught that today, like a Van 15 landing in the tree, I was like, holy cow. But when I got her first thing this morning, because I have the worst cell service at work, but I got her thing that the female brought in grasses. Oh my God, I started jumping up and down. And all my coworkers were looking at me like I was crazy. I'm like, oh my God, the female brought in grasses. Do you guys know what this means? And they're all looking at me like, no.
Looking promising, but we have to kind of also be aware that there's more out there. We have to make sure that she will stay because a lot of females will come and go.
What do you mean?
But we don't know that. I already saw her little talons have some marks. So
Oh, no.
we don't know if
They'll keep fighting like other females are going to.
They will fight. They will fight. That's the thing, that this is the season that you're going to see a lot of territorial fights. I see territorial fights before over in Bukilia. There were some nests that I was monitored before. And every year they come back and then they rebuild the same nest. This time there was a lot of chaos there because a new eagle pair came in and they were battling it out, so they kicked them out. So you hear a lot of stories about territorial fight that is not fun at all.
I don't think she's going anywhere. She's been with
So hopefully she will be okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully she'll be okay. Finger crossed.
Yeah.
But like I said, you just never know. You just have to wait and see what's happening. You know.
And it's also,
Go ahead.
it's also. I'm sorry. I apologize. It's
No, it's
also part of the process, right, of weeding out the weakest from the strongest. So Mother Nature is selective. It's not gonna, let you set up a nest if you cannot provide or take care of your offsprings. So that's, I would say, that's part of the process too.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sad, Judy. No, I think M knows Harriet's gone for sure because he has a new love. But it breaks my heart every time I read stuff like that. But yeah. I don't even know what to say on that.
Unfortunately, it is.
It
is hard.
I have to tell y'all something funny today. So I'm dealing with a potential advertiser for the magazine and everything, and they have like this really great artwork that they do. So I'm talking, and then all of a sudden the Eagles come up. I ask them, do you know about the Southwest Florida Eagles? And they say yes, because I was telling them about the Florida Country podcast on Thursdays and that we have Eagle Country on Tuesdays. His wife is an Eagle fanatic. She's like, oh, Harriet. She like starts to, we go in. So I tell the lady, I said, yeah, this is probably where it starts getting really weird and you find out what an Eagle that I am. So her husband is like, okay, y'all are on my phone. I need my cell phone. But it was so funny because I'm like, well, there it goes. Once the eagle conversation stops, and then she's an eagle lover, and she's been watching the nest too. So I thought it was really funny when we started talking about that because I was like, here comes the crazy eagle lady out in me. It's almost like a crazy cat lady, except mine's an eagle. Did y'all see my clock? I'm going to show you my clock.
It's a beautiful clock.
That's really cool.
Rachel Nieves that comes on here, that's one of our listeners. She got me this clock.
That's beautiful.
Yes, she came to our Mudding for Mammograms photo shoot, and she brought me this clock and flowers. It was the sweetest thing.
Aw.
Yes, I like that. So
Where's
when's
the
the last
other
time?
eagle that you told your husband you wanted back in your office?
He still hasn't moved it back. It's
Oh,
right
okay.
across the hallway, but hasn't come back yet. So when's the last time, Barb, you've been at the nest? Because I saw
I was
some
there
great
Saturday and Sunday, and it was so funny because they had both left the nest, and well, actually, Em was there forever. We're like, God, Em, are you ever gonna leave? You know, because it was really hot out. So we're sitting there, and then he flies across the street, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna, go across the street. And Liz says, okay, well, I'll see you later. And it was so funny because we're calling each other. I'm like, I think I've got a pretty good, setup over here. This is where I'm at. And then Liz is like, well, no, I'm behind the Publix and I can see him pretty good. And then I'm like, okay, well, and I figure, okay, I'm going to go over there. And as I'm going over there, Liz is passing me to go where I was.
Yeah,
Like, stalkers.
were you at the nest this weekend, Saunders?
Yes, I was at the nest on Friday afternoon, Saturday, and then Sunday. And
he got a great capture of her trying to hunt something.
she went down, and she missed. I mean, she missed by just a little bit, by inches. Yeah, she got something. I think it was something floating on the water, but she missed the catfish that was close to her. But I see her doing that all summer. And one time I saw her, eating the fish. M was also right next to her, but he went down and he ate something that was on the ground. I haven't been able to edit that video yet, but eventually I'm gonna get it out of the camera and edit it. But M spent most of Saturday afternoon drying out at the driveway. I think it's driveway snag pond. I think it's called. I'm not too good with the location of the branches, But he spent all afternoon there. Then she came in. She flew in. She sat at top of the nest, and then they took off. They went back to yonder pond, and I said, you know what? Let me just swim by and see they're still there. Yeah, they were there. They were finishing up on there.
I did something. I don't know what I did. I'm sorry, Jessica. What did I do? My daughter's like, I can't. Jessica, can you still hear me? Because I might have just added you to the block list, and I really didn't mean to do that. I don't know what's going on. I did something. What Marie said, the experts say that an eagle is successful in catching a fish 1 in 10 attempts. That's pretty good.
Yeah. That's not bad.
You know what I find amazing about you guys when I go down there with y'all, how you work teamwork, you all respect each other. And it's just, I love that about being at the nest on Saturday is the camaraderie there. I really find that special. Like, how long have you guys known each other?
I've known Liz for about 8 years, and I've known Saunders for a good 2.
Yep.
2 to 3.
2 to 3, yeah.
How long have you been coming there, Saunders?
Since 2019.
Okay.
Since 2019, but the camera that I have wasn't that good. Didn't have a good lens. But eventually, eventually I got an upgrade, and the new mirrorless cameras came in with a lot of video features, and I always enjoy videography. So finally, I was able to find a camera that fit my needs, and and then I started doing videos all over.
You like doing the videos more, right?
Yes. I like the videos more than pictures. Yeah.
I like your videos too.
Yeah.
Oh, his video.
Everybody loves it. Everybody loves it. Yeah.
I like to I just love, like I said, I love their photography. I love your videos. You help like everyone that can't be at the nest. Especially a lot of them are from different states, different countries. And you like bring that into their living room, right into their home. So
Yeah, I enjoy the live streaming,
Yeah.
especially, um, being able to show other people, not only what you see in the moment, but, kind of like bring the feelings that you get from watching, the eagles or the other animals. Uh, just being able to evoke feeling in other people that share your common interested, I think is I don't know. I find that I enjoy doing that. You know, putting that emotion on the videos.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
and usually your music picks are so perfect.
yeah, I
It's
listen
on the
to a lot
spot.
of music that I don't know my life. I listen to a lot of music, so
I do
I
too.
yeah, I kind of like you know I'm lucky. I'm lucky. I'm lucky.
You listen to all the music.
Yeah, all kind of genres. Yeah. Um, one thing that I enjoy when I go to the nest is networking with my peers, with my fellow photographers, because I learned so much. I learned so much on the last couple of years from Liz, from Desi, from Barb, from every photographer that goes out there pretty often. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable the knowledge that you acquire, not only by reading books and watching film and you know educating yourself, but also when you get the perspective of other people that are there and they tell you what they see or what they saw a couple years ago. It's a different world. It's not just what you see on black and white on a book. It opens your mind, your senses, your desire to learn more and more and more. So
Right.
that's one thing that I really enjoy when I go to the net.
So I'm kind of picking up. Did you just pick up photography a few years ago?
No, no, I've been doing
Okay.
photography for a while.
Okay.
I used to do ringside photography. So I used to go to the boxing match, and I was one of those guys that was on ringside, and it's different. It's different.
Oh wow.
It's a controlled environment, because the boxers they are on a ring, so they cannot get out of the ring, right? But it's very challenging because you have lights, you have the light shining from the
Mhm.
top to the bottom. So every time you lift the camera up, all your settings they go off the door. And another thing is in the ring they assign an area for the photographers. So it could be 3 feet, and they could put 4 photographers there, and everybody pushes each other, and because everybody want to get the picture, everybody want to get the knockout picture. And sports photography is different than wildlife photography.
Yeah.
When the event is over, when you're doing a sport event, when the event is over, it doesn't matter what picture you took. When it's over, it's over. If you took the picture of the winning team, then it's gonna be good for the next 2 days, and everybody's gonna forget about the event, and they're gonna move into the next match. Wildlife photography is different because you kind of like identify with the animal. The animal doesn't sell itself to a different team or to a different neighborhood. The animal is there, and you get to care for the animal. You get to care for the subject. Uh, Either it's a bald eagle or a fox or an owl. You get to care for the subject.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Totally agree. Agree with that, right, Barb?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because I'm talking about it's so easy to, you start learning like their life.
Yeah.
It's just like us watching the eagles on the cam and everything. Like you're going through the intents of the owls, all of this stuff, like, oh, there's another female. So it's one big soap opera for sure.
Well, you get to
It
know
is a
their
soap
mannerisms. I know Liz will agree with it. Like, there's nobody out here that watches these cams that is not going to miss Harriet's sidekick to M15 because we all knew what that meant.
Right.
And, I mean, and you do, like, they say, oh, don't humanize them, but it's hard not to do that when you've been doing this, like for Liz and myself and Tito, that we've been doing this for so long,
Yeah,
Liz, you didn't agree with that. Liz, act. The sound box. That's funny, Liz.
It's weird because M15 has a name that is not your usual name, but still a name. It's an initial with two numbers. Still a name, right?
Yeah.
And you still identify with the name as it was Harriet or Ozzy or any other, eagle that were given a different name, or Bella, per se, Bella, So I think beyond how you call it, it kind of like have a little space over here in your chest. So, and it doesn't matter how they call it. You always gonna have that little space for that animal out there, or for that subject,
Yeah.
Right. For sure. I think
they're special.
We discussed that the other day. Some people call her Lady M, and some people are calling her Lady Eagle, different names, and they, like I say, whatever you want to call her, you call her.
Yeah.
If they end up giving her a number or whatever, you don't have to call her that, or maybe you want to call her that.
Yeah.
We call her Maybelline, and that's just what we call her.
I've gotten so much flack from people.
Right?
That's not her name, and I'm like, God, this is just the name we're using right now. She hasn't been yet, and it's like,
but the name itself, Maybelline, is a name that is not common anymore. Maybe 40 years ago, 30 years ago, the name was pretty common. Nowadays, I was reading the statistic back in 2007. It was 2007 or 2017. I'm not sure. I have to go back and check again. Only 21 babies were named Maybelline in the United States, and that's insane.
Really?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I named my daughter Helen, per se. I went to, when we went to a honeymoon, we went to a town in Georgia that is called Helen. I don't know, you guys have been there. It's in the Blue Ridge Mountain. It's a German Bavarian theme town. So we say, if we ever have a daughter, we're going to call her Helen. Well, my firstborn was her, so we call her Helen. And you don't hear a lot of names that you used to hear 20 or 30 years ago. The names, the culture just changes, it changes. So, I like the name. I like the name Maybelline,
I do too. That's what I'll continue calling her, is Maybelline, and I'm talking, they can call her whatever she wants. But Barb's right. We've caught some flack for it. People get upset because they're like, you can't just name her Maybelline. Well, yeah, I can. I could name her Code Red if I feel like it.
Yeah. How are we going to ID it? How are we going to identify her? How are we going to say, now I understand once they give an official name, if you're going to post in social media referring to the nest itself, it would be wise if you want to use the given name, the official name. But in your page, you can still call it however you want it, because you are the one, you own the page. I mean, it's your page.
Right. Yeah, I'm with you. When it comes to educating, it's important that we kind of stay in line with things. But on our podcast and on our personal pages, we can say whatever we want. And you can agree or disagree, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'll call her whatever they name her, but right now she's Maybelline, and I mean, lots of us, that's what we've called her, and
I love the name. I think it's very fitting for sure.
I've had so many people on my page say, "I love this name. I love this name. I love this name." So,
And I see people using it. Like I go in other groups and I see people referring to her as Maybelline. So hey, I'm telling you, do the same thing, Saunders. You call her Maybelline, right?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Yeah, you use the term.
Since
And Liz the term. So Liz, you use Maybelline too, right?
I use female for some reason. I don't know.
Oh, female.
Female. I don't know. It's just female.
Liz stays politically correct. Female. Is that like he, she, they?
It's a she name.
Oh my
Whatever
God.
name they're gonna put her.
Well, I can't
So,
wait.
we can't wait until see how this story will unfold and what else they're gonna bring. Next is the bonding part of it. That's everybody's probably waiting for that.
I tell you what,
And they have
I'm sorry,
Perverts. Wait, they're waiting. Everybody's waiting for the bunk chicken womp womp.
oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But
Go ahead,
I will
Saunders.
tell you something that I'm looking for. I'm looking forward for the cameras to be on, for the cameras to be live 24/7, because
Yes.
I do miss those cameras. I go to the nest and I take my videos, pictures. I hang out with you guys, but I do miss the camera. I do miss the opportunity to pull up my phone and check on my family. On my
Yes.
feather family.
Okay,
Yeah.
you got about another 11 days, and I think we should be good because usually it's October 1st that they turn them on. Is that correct, Liz?
sometimes it kind of depends. They select the days that they're gonna do it. October 1st or another October. I don't know. They will announce it.
Yeah.
Right.
But I mean, it's going to be pretty exciting. This year is going to be so different than everything we've experienced, in the last several years. It's just going to be really,
And with the cam, you can see more into the nest and see her behavior,
yeah.
how she will respond when she lays her first egg. What is her response or her behavior, and then we will know how young she will be and how inexperienced. Because I see other nests that happen, how inexperienced those mamas are, and then how wonderful they turn out to be. First year, yes, the first season with the new female was really nerve-wracking because you don't know what's gonna happen.
Well, M's going to
And
be a
then-
good teacher. That's for sure.
And then M15, yes, it's gonna be a good one.
But
Like,
you
for
remember
example-
with Gabby and Samson, how Gabby, she wouldn't let Samson anywhere near those eggs, because it was her first clutch. And she was like, nope. And I don't think that's going to fly with them because Em loves his eggies.
Well,
Yeah.
that's what I'm wondering. Like, he's so used to taking care of the babies now. Like, hey, get on out of the way. You can go fly. Let me take care of the kids.
She might be like, no. Back
It'll be
off.
interesting to watch that. Yep.
I can't wait to see how it works out because I'm talking about he is an amazing father and
Oh my gosh.
definitely could show, if she is a younger eagle, he can show her a thing or two, which I just find absolutely amazing. I just can't wait to see what he's going to do.
But the thing
He'll
is,
figure it
too,
out.
is she was around during when the eaglets were here. So
She was? I don't remember. Oh, she
was
came
she
at the
not,
very
Liz?
end. No,
Yeah,
I
she
think
was.
she
Yeah,
she
she
was
was.
at when they were
She
getting ready
was
to
one of
fly.
them. When, if you look at the pictures that I have with E22 face to face with the female, that's the same one right there. You can see
is it?
her. You can see her facial expressions, and then it's just the same.
So the one
when
they
I
were
look at the
calling,
picture.
so you think the one that they were calling Rogue 23-3 was her?
No, no,
No,
no.
I don't. No.
23
That's
4,
another
I
one.
think.
No,
No?
that's why I don't go with those names because they confuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God.
So the one that came in that actually fed one of the E21, right?
That was the second one that came in. That's not
Oh,
Yeah,
there.
Okay.
that's the one that
That
disappeared.
one,
Yeah, she was
yeah,
gone.
that one it was bigger, and then also
She
she
had
had
the
a
injured
signature when she was flying in. She will do the
Yeah,
360.
she was spinning
It
around.
was
Yeah,
cool to, yeah, her signature flying. It was like this. It was really cool to watch. I'm like, oh, that's her signature. So now we know every time that she will come in, she will do that. And her vocals was more stronger than this
yeah,
one.
and she had like a little
Like,
nick on the side of the beak right here that we could
mm-hmm.
just look at her and know that that was her. She had like a
Yeah.
little yellow nick on the beak.
Yeah.
Is that the
Plus
one
her
that
mess,
had the injured talons?
her
Yes,
talent,
yes.
her talent procedure.
Yeah, that's the one that fed the baby
Yeah.
and slept.
Try to, yeah.
She spent Valentine's
And bump
Day
them.
at the nest, like for 3 days in a row.
I really
Valentine's Day and the day after Valentine's. Yeah.
Yeah, I really thought that one was gonna kill them. I did.
It was very interesting, but it bunked him too. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh, what is going on?
Actually, M15 mount her, but did it not to mate, but just mount her for a second and then went down.
That's to show that he's
Dominance, yeah.
Yeah, the dominant.
he's telling, yeah, you're okay, you're a big mama, so yeah, you're the big one.
Wow.
It's acknowledging that it's the dominant one. Mhm.
Now, Saunders, I've never asked you, but everyone knows how we feel about Harriet. You know, when she went missing and everything. What was that like for you when you realized that she was missing?
First it was very confusing because you will hear people saying, "Oh, she will come back," but then you kind of like analyze and you go like, okay, so it was after 5 o'clock. Usually she goes to the pond and come back. The babies, they are about a month old. They were about a month old, I believe, or not even a month. So there's a lot of thoughts, that flood your mind, and you are like, okay, I'm gonna wait on the nest. She's gonna come back, and then the day pass, and the day pass, and the days pass, and then it kind of like wear you down, and that's when everybody gets emotion and they start looking for her, and but it was very hard. I believe it was very hard, not only emotionally but physically, because the photographer spent a lot of time at the nest and on the area searching and looking, and we organized search parties. And I remember, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. I better not say it. But I remember, Liz came up with this a big sign with her number, with a picture of her and the FWC number, and please, you see her, if you see an eagle or reporter, or it took a toll. It took a toll, not only on the followers and on the owners of the property, but also the photographers. We were there. We were like really, 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 really concerned about what happened. And then to add salt to the wound, you have other people that start talking about the photographer this, the photographer that, the photographer this, the photographer that. People that you would think would educate the public, the other people, instead of educating people, they were creating more negativity around the situation. It was hard enough for everybody to go through it, but instead of calm things down and try to understand,
coming together,
and try to work and process what was happening at the time. It was very And I understand. Listen, people get upset sometimes, and they don't know how to vent when they are upset, right? And
Yes.
a lot of times they look to blame somebody else because they are
Yeah.
upset about a situation, but they cannot communicate with somebody and say, "Hey, I have this issue." But instead, they try to blame somebody else or whatever. So it was very difficult. It was a very difficult time, but it was also a time where it bond the photographers together. It
Yeah.
was a very important time for the photographers to come together to talk about what was happening, to discuss behavior, the behavior on the eagles, and it was a learning experience for us. I mean, we saw things that we never imagined that we would see at the nest. All the females taking food from M15, females jumping in the nest and M15 kicking them out. The eaglets, the eaglet fighting an adult. Those are things that that we
Crazy.
were able to experience and we were able to see. Thank you to the cameras and also the photographers that were there, because we were very concerned about what was happening. Then you have other people. They start bringing food. I mean, come on. Really?
What
Jumping the
about
fence and bringing food? Come on now.
Hey,
Come on now.
let's
Yeah,
not
exactly.
mention the DoorDash delivery, right?
Yeah. Daddy Dutch.
What?
Daddy Dash.
I think that one will never go away. I will always think about that. I'm talking about how stupid are you? To send a poor DoorDash delivery guy for an
Yeah.
eagle.
And that
And then-
poor DoorDash guy didn't have a freaking clue. Like he wasn't supposed to hop the fence and just did it. And it's like, what the hell is this guy
They told
doing?
the DoorDash guy like he was delivering to an eagle?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't
Yeah,
know
they
that.
put it under the tree and they will come and get it.
I
Don't
was
worry
like,
about it.
oh my God. Like,
Put it under the tree, they will come and get it.
There's a big sign there, no trespassing. Hello.
Yeah, that's
They
fine.
should tell you
Yeah.
something right there.
There are signs. There are signs. There are signs. There are camera. There are people that are taking pictures and videos and
Can't
that are
believe it.
telling
Yeah.
the people you cannot trespass. You cannot go inside.
Oh my gosh. Marie
yeah.
says they couldn't believe it that what they were seeing and the guy not even questioning it. Like
Exactly.
if someone
Mhm.
called me, like, okay, that's a company. I'm sending a delivery to an eagle. Like, wouldn't you first, don't you know that I'm talking the eagle is federally protected, isn't it?
And it's illegal to feed them as well. So hello,
Yeah.
that's a big red flag right there.
But I'm talking about even if we don't know that, you're sending a delivery to an eagle. I would kind of worry about what was I going into as the delivery driver,
And unfortunately, people don't understand that humans' food and process are completely different. They have salmonella, and then other things, how they process the things, are not healthy for them. It would be harmful for them.
Yeah.
So you have to let them be what they're supposed to be doing. You have to let them be hunting, because if you're inelibly in that, you're killing them right in the spot.
right.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it shows you as a human when you care for an animal, even if the toy is rational or no, how you will do something that it may be rational to that person in that moment, like sending food, Of course, it's irrational for us because we know better, but some people, the state of mind for some people during that time, they were under stress. They were on a very hard, moment. So, I look at it both ways too, Hey, we care about this animal, but the key, I guess, it would be education, educating the public, educating ourselves, educating everybody, educating, a lot of people were educating during that time because, all the groups that start posting, hey, don't
They
do
might have
this.
been on the phone with DoorDash too. I mean, maybe that's not a good idea.
Here we go.
No,
I
I
don't
swear
believe it there.
Saunders Photography is so politically correct. I'm like, God, these people are idiots. I mean,
Yeah.
you know?
Barb, I
It
can
was
only
so
imagine
bad.
what you really said, Barb.
Huh?
I can only imagine, Barb, what you really said.
Well, yeah, I pretty much cleaned that up.
I'll ask you tomorrow night
don't-
what you really said.
Nope. Nope.
Don't bring Beth out. Don't bring Beth Dodson out.
And Barb would be like, I'm surprised you hadn't filmed her in the boxing ring a couple of times. Anybody messes with me, I'm calling Barb.
Oh my God. I couldn't believe that though. Like, and somebody had put in the thread, like Tom Sawyer was never held accountable. And a lot of it was him telling his followers to do that. And it's like, God, like how blindly do these people follow some of these groups?
Right.
It's kind of sad.
Lisa Romero said people hand-fed Challenger and he could not learn how to hunt and could not be released into the wild. And, that's like you see people getting attacked by alligators. You see all kind of things. And this all comes from just human error all the time. Us stepping in, hey, it's cool to feed an alligator, but it's not cool when that alligator comes looking for other people for food.
And they get killed. And they get killed because of it.
Yeah.
That woman that was killed where the alligator was coming after her dog and it took way off from the other side. I'm talking, they said that alligator was known to be fed by people.
Okay, Melody, no.
What'd she say? Yeah, we all like to think that we're experts at time, but we don't know, do we, Barb? I still learn
this
stuff.
This guy, he actually told people that he was an expert on the nest because his dad was a falconer. And I said to him on his thread, I'm like, so did you learn that by genetics or how does that work, really? I'm like, geez, seriously? I mean, this guy's an idiot.
Oh, so I thought Marie said that they brought steak and I didn't know there was a roast too. I knew that, I heard it was a steak.
Yeah.
So a roast too.
It's just, it's crazy.
Oh, so Jane said, I got on his Facebook page and you should have seen the stuff he was telling his followers. It's almost like a
And drums.
Tom was
Also drums.
Yeah.
Really?
The drums.
Yeah.
There were flying drums as well. I have a picture of the drums. Like, what is that thing flying over?
Yeah,
I'm like,
'cause
oh
did
no,
they ever
you gotta be
catch them
kidding me.
with the drones. Did they ever catch the people with the drones?
I don't think so.
That
You have
was
to
nuts.
see where they are. Probably they were at the Publix parking lot or somewhere flying, or McDonald's
Mickey
parking
D.
lot. Probably.
They park on Mickey D. Mickey D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Thanks,
think so?
Dale.
But yeah, it was a crazy season. It was a lot of ups and downs. It was
Debbie, she
forgettable. But yeah, also the light. A lot of there was someone.
right.
I think there was a photographer that it was using a flashlight because it's a flash.
Mhm.
We don't use that.
No flashlight.
And we kind of say that to that person, you know, if you don't mind, do not use the flashlight because that will disturb them. It's not good for the light. And that person was not aware of it because he's a landscaping person. He doesn't do much of wildlife.
Right.
So I kind of educate that person about
for
it.
his mom too, right? Is that right, Liz? He was taking pictures for his mom.
I don't remember, but probably.
Yeah, I think it was the police stopped him and he didn't know.
Oh, that's a.
Like, oh, my
He
mom
came at
lost
night.
this nest and I was taking pictures for her.
I think it's the one at night.
Yeah, he
No,
came
but
at night. He was in town.
That was at
He
night, and
was
the
doing
other
something,
one,
yeah.
the other one was another day that I was there, and I educate him not to use that.
Well, I think
Yeah.
I think it's really
So the other one, the one at night, he was very apologetic that
Yeah, that was the guy because he didn't know. Yeah.
that's another person. Yeah, but the other person that I did, it was there.
Well, one thing that we saw last season is if you think that there are no eagles on that area, you are wrong. There is a lot of eagles on that area.
A lot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a lot.
How many do you think is over there? Because I've seen, I guess, 3 pairs.
Yeah.
There's more than 3
Yeah.
pairs.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah.
It's rounded. Mhm.
Definitely.
Do you think any of them are the babies? Any of the babies? Do you think they are? Oh, what keeps happening?
No,
Most likely.
no. I would think the babies move out, and they
Mhm.
probably venture for 5 years. They try to, survive on their own, and they just venture out. They don't want to probably fight with adults. They just want to move away. But I believe Lee County has a very robust eagle watch program. There are a lot of nests in Lee County, and
Mhm.
they have the conditions to succeed out there. The eagle have the condition to succeed, and hopefully, they don't keep building, because on the last 2 years or the last 3 years that I've been visiting the nest, I see a lot of construction going on,
Yes.
especially on the
That's
main
the
road.
thing.
Everywhere.
An area that was known as a farm is no longer a farm.
Oh,
And
I see
Yeah.
it.
It's really sad.
yeah, and I saw now
Yeah.
in Alba, I stay in Alba, they are starting to put signs and say something about how they call it, no, some kind of construction where they don't put a lot of houses or apartment. I forgot the name now, but I'm gonna try to remember. So they have a website.
Conservation area, maybe?
Yeah, no, it says something like no high population or no high density. That's a word. No high density construction. Keep Alba free of something. There is a website. I see the signs on the road.
Keep it preserved, please.
Yeah, something like that.
I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
need more of that.
So hopefully, I understand everybody want to make money and everybody want to come to Florida,
Right?
but
They want to
we
come to
gotta
Florida.
make sure the things are
Mm.
balanced. Um,
You're destroying the environment
yeah,
completely.
Yeah, they are.
yeah, like at least out of how many acres that you are building, you gotta put so many acres aside for wildlife.
Yeah.
But
As
they're
a
not doing that.
conservation easement, and just make a study to see how impact, the population, the animal population on that area. You
But
guys
you know
know
what, Saunders, they don't care. They don't care. It's
I
all
understand.
about the money
I understand.
and the stick.
I follow. I was, monitoring Bella's nest, right?
Yeah.
So, I went over the summer a couple times. I went at the beginning of September or a couple of weeks ago. The tree was cut,
Mhm.
and it was due
To
to
save it down.
construction. It was done legally. They had a permit. They had, they follow
You got
the
everything.
right channels, So I'm not saying, that it was done arbitrarily, but you gotta. Are you really gonna do construction now? Are you really gonna start? Do you really need to remove a live tree with a ball eagle nest? Do you really need to do it?
Well,
And I
that's
understand it
pretty
was done legally.
rural. They don't care.
I understand it
heard
was done
bad
legally, but
stories.
Mhm.
I don't know.
It's a lot of people from out there, like people from Norway. They say you guys are very privileged, and no one understand how privileged you guys have all this wildlife. And right now, building all these things is destroying the whole beautiful things you guys have,
Mhm.
which is sadly. And then we're privileged to have that, and then hopefully they will keep a lot of preserve out there.
Yeah,
We need to keep
it's no.
pushing.
I would say, I'm not saying don't build, but I would say if you take something, give something back. Out of what you're
Mhm.
taking. You're taking 1 acre. At least make sure you give half an acre back. You know,
Yeah.
just saying. I don't know what
Yeah.
the particulars are or what are the rules when they build, but
It's more for wetlands that if you take
yeah.
so much of a wetlands, you have to buy into a mitigation bank and give back in that way, to these preserve. But Barb and I have watched it right here in our own Buckingham.
Yeah.
We've seen it in action here, and it's sad. I won't mention a name, but I worked on a case called the Four Corners for a long time in an environmental group that they would send people out to take care of endangered species on their property and dispose of them. And
Wow.
eagles were one of the animals that they would remove. Gopher tortoises, eagles.
Yeah.
There was plants. That they would remove, and the state actually sued them. So it happens, and even with the magazine, I see it so much. With people dying that have had land in their family for generations, and then the death tax,
Yeah.
they can't pay that, and then they end up selling that, and who's buying it is China is buying up property everywhere. They just bought one of the biggest ranches in the state of Florida to build homes on, so it's I see it with the magazine, just like how long can Florida country be Florida country? It's scary.
Mhm.
Right.
To see, everybody's just building and building and building, and you see bobcats that are coming out and wandering around in neighborhoods, like the wildlife
Bears.
nowhere
Bears
to go.
and panthers.
Yeah, the bears and panthers are coming out. It's scary to think that one day, like, they were going to be extinct. That we're killing them.
Yeah, it's sickening. Actually, it makes me sick.
Right.
Because the animals don't have anywhere to go, and
Yeah.
it's really, really tragic.
And we're
Yeah, we need to
polluting
speak
our
for
water. So, animals are dying in the water. We're polluting the water. It's just like the world needs to get back to they sit there and they cry about this and that, but we need to really protect ourselves and stuff like that. Our earth is so important, and our wildlife. I'm talking about, I can't even imagine living. I rather deal with, Barb knows, I love my horses and my animals more than people. I couldn't imagine a world without wildlife. Like, look at, now we have flamingos in Florida. Will they stay? I hope. But they're hanging around for quite a while. So it's just beautiful to see, and just to think that one day it could all be gone, because we just
Henry, feel better.
Yes, Jan says population explosion and builders just keep building. Yeah, it's terrible.
And
A lot of people
and
moving
it's
down
so
here too.
stupid, because they're building like all these new office buildings, and they've got all these office buildings that are sitting empty, and it's like,
Yeah,
what are you doing?
Marie just said in Virginia that they're doing refurbishing older buildings rather than tear them down. I totally agree with that.
Yeah,
They should do that.
Yeah, especially where wildlife is known to make their homes. I'm talking about. I think that's brilliant. Florida should do
absolutely. God knows, we've got enough empty buildings here.
Oh yeah, Naples, where my husband's in marine construction, they tear down mansions that are perfectly fine just to rebuild another one there, because they don't like the style of the house. It's insane,
Stupid.
It just doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
So,
I want to
tangent about construction.
I just want to say hi to Lime Green. I mean, she's
full of life.
oh my goodness. She's my buddy. She came
She's
last
a
season from
firecracker.
California.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. We love
Yeah,
you.
she was here.
We love you.
Yeah. She comes on our Menopausal Maniacs. We have a Menopausal Maniacs podcast that we do on Wednesday, and she is so funny. I'm talking the stuff that comes out of her mouth over there. It's a private group.
No, he knows the stuff that comes out of her mouth. She's crazy.
See, and then you know what, Lime? It was so funny. I thought that when I met Saunders, that he introduced himself as Tito, but then I never heard the name Tito. I never heard anything, and then so I asked him, "Did I just make this up in my head?" So Lime's like, "Oh my God, Tito!" So
Yeah, we need Lime to move down here. That would be so awesome. Oh, she's telling you don't give away her secrets, Tito.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I won.
Marie, I agree with you about attending council meetings, but I have to say that the builders typically win anyway.
They do. And it sucks.
I've watched it in action right here, so that sucks, especially in our area. I know a lot of people fought against what happened here.
Yeah.
I'm talking. They took history out over there in Buckingham with the old airfield.
They did. They took the like part of Buckingham. It was back in the day. World War II was a big, huge army barracks. They took all of that out there, including what was left of the barracks, and it's just sitting in piles of concrete. It is so sickening.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that. I was heartbroken when I saw that. I saw them clearing out, but I didn't really register about the old bomb shelters there. And then to go back to see all of that, that's what that big, gigantic rubble pile was the old bomb shelters.
Right.
I couldn't believe it. I thought, wow, what history. And it's just totally, gone.
And it's part of the barracks too, and it's so sad. I mean, it's just like, wow, like I would almost want to go over there and get part of that, just because it is such, history here for this area.
Right.
I mean, I love it out here in Buckingham.
I saw Liz stand up, and it made me look at the clock, and I went, "Oh my gosh, we've been talking. It's 9:08."
No, it's my hip that it was telling me move.
Like I'm so happy, Saunders, that you come on, and I hope that you keep joining us.
Yes.
You
All
definitely bring a great vibe to the group.
No, thank you.
Thank you very much.
I want to thank you. I want to thank Florida Country Magazine for inviting me to the podcast. I feel honored. To share this time with my fellow photographers. I really love you guys.
We love you. We love you.
I'm one big hormone. I'm going to cry.
Oh God, don't get her crying. Jesus.
My lip is starting to quiver.
All right. So hopefully we get Marie and Desi to join the live stream.
Yeah,
so we can chit
Let's
chat.
get on vacation.
Yeah, they're coming back when season starts. So I think October 1st was a Sunday because I have an event on that day. So they should be back on the 3rd.
All right.
Is when they're coming back. So Marie needed to take a little time off just from emotional reasons. And Desiree has been traveling. She goes to Spain and just working hard. And she's doing some family stuff. So they're both going to be back. So
It's great.
Yeah, they're all happy to have you too. We all talked amongst each other, and I'm talking, not one of us batted an eye, and we were all excited to have you. It's for me, I've been a fan of the photographers and you for a long time. So it's really nice that we've become friends for me, that we're friends and everything. Cause I really,
same as well.
I enjoy it. And I think we all complement each other and we work together very well. And as you know, with Florida Country, that platform, I anything that I can help anyone out, I'm right here. And I think that we're doing a lot with the Eagle Country. Like we just wrote an article on the church to give thanks back to them for letting the photographers, for you guys to always be out there and everything. So, you know, Saunders, if you ever have any good ideas for the Eagle Country section, please let me know. We'll be working on Barb soon. I'm going to be working on you, Marie. I'm going to get around, but there's so much to like. I got to get Barb done, but I'm like, we got to talk about the female.
Yes.
I want to be a monthly magazine instead of bi-monthly.
Oh my God, girl, no, I don't think you can do that because, like, no, too much menopause for you. No,
I know. I would never remember anything.
Well, I want to tell you, you have the right idea. You know, you have the positive thinking, go getter, let's do it kind of attitude that kind of like bonds the photographers together. And I see really good things on the future. You already put the wheels on motion, and the future is it looks bright. What you're doing is gonna grow, and it's gonna be very big. I can foresee that.
Thank you. And I'm talking about, we love this Eagle Country. I'm talking about, we started out, and everybody that's still here, and we have more that have joined us, but they've been with us from day one.
yeah,
Always big supporters, and it's like it's an extended family to us, and you're gonna get used to that too, Tito, seeing the same people over and over. And when they don't show up, we start worrying about them, like, where is this one, you know? So it's, you know, everyone on here has literally been following us for quite a while. I see some new ones, so it's just nice to see how this has grown. And we love it. Liz, Barb, and we love the podcast.
yeah.
I really enjoy it. This is something. So, like I said, welcome to the group, and I hope that you're here all the time. You know,
Definitely.
Well, I appreciate it. Thanks, everyone.
All righty.
Thank you.
So we say goodbye and see you next Tuesday.
All right, love you.
Bye.
Bye.
See you next Tuesday. Bye. Bye.
Liz is out there all the time. Follow Liz.
Yeah, geez.
Bye, guys.